Hello loves, welcome back to TigeraGitana. My name is Abby and today we are going to be doing another patron voted video. This week they chose to talk about healing practices. So I am going to share 5 healing practices with you that you can do daily. And if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes on my computer. But this is going to be a really quick, easy video, just sharing some of my tips and things that you can do on a daily or on and off to help you with your healing journey. And your healing journey, I feel like when it comes to spirituality, your healing and your spirituality are very much intertwined. It is something that is part of everything. Everything the spirituality is pretty much based on has to do to some extent in healing, because ultimately if you are to be within your own power and taking back your power and empowering yourself within your power, you must heal that which has taken your power. So there is a huge focus on healing and healing work. So we are going to talk about 5 daily things that you can do every day, or when you feel like you want to incorporate something different, something new into your daily practice. So another thing before I get started, I just started doing this new thing. I launched this new thing on the Patreon and everybody has been pretty much loving it so far. I've gotten a lot of good feedback, but we're doing Book of Shadows weekly prompt series on there, where I am going to be basically prompting. There's going to be a PDF prompting you guys' journal entries to your Book of Shadows on a weekly basis, so you guys can answer the questions, and within answering those questions figure out what rituals you need to do, what moons you need to work with, what astrological transits are affecting you this week, how you can react to what's happening around you, what you want to call in, things you need to work on, etc. etc. Is going to be a very extensive series, and everybody has been loving it so far. I've gotten really good feedback on the prompts, and definitely recommend checking out the Patreon for that, because it is going to help you to develop your Book of Shadows in a way that is constructive, and not like, oh, I write on it once every time I go on Instagram and see that my favorite witch or bruja on Instagram made a post about the new moon, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me get back on my thing and let me just write something, and write an intention, and okay, and then on to the next, and I'm going through all these stuff and X, Y, and Z. No, we're not doing these basic things no more. So the Patreon is going to be highlighting this, which is why we're having a lot of fun with the weekly prompts. So definitely check that out. The link will be down below in the description. So we're going to get started. So again, this is a Patreon voted video. They voted for daily healing practices video, so that's what we're doing. So practice number 1 that you can do on a daily is for healing specifically, is this is like a 2-part one, but first and foremost, intention water. And what is intention water? So intention water is when you, let me just bring out my handy dandy. I just refilled this, so it's like glassy. It's like it has the fogginess to it because it's cold. But intention water is when you actively are setting an intention for what you want your water to do. So this one should be a no-brainer for literally everybody, because you are most likely, hopefully, drinking majority water throughout the day. I do not recommend drinking sodas and all that stuff. That's not good for your body, your system, or your spiritual. It's just not good for you, period. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. But if you do drink water, coffee, or tea on a daily, this is part of the main point for number 1. You can set an intention for the water. It has been many studies done on water and how it picks up energy and picks up intention and the power of words. So when you first wake up in the morning, you go through your routine, your practice, and you are going to go ahead and have that moment with your first glass of water. Make it a monumental moment of your day, and set an intention for what you're drinking, so that way when you are going throughout your day, you already are drinking this potion concoction that you have set an intention for. Because once you set an intention, this is not just water, it's something completely different. This is an elixir, okay? For those who are curious, I did a video on this water bottle. This is the Inu water bottle, and it has crystals component in the bottom, as well as the flower of life symbol in there. So this is a super charged crystal bottle. This is my favorite water bottle that I've had, and it takes the vibration from the crystals, and as well as the intention that I set for it. So it really maximizes my intention for it. It just keeps that good vibe. But when it comes to water, you want to set the intention for healing for that day. So you can hold your water bottle or your cup of water in your hands and say a prayer over it. Pray for something to be healed that day. Pray for the same way that while we're meditating, we send, and this is going to be one of the last points, but we send light or breath into a specific part of your body. You can also do that with water. You can send that water, because we are what 75 or 90% water. So you can literally send that water to go to a direction of your body to support your healing space. So for example, like let's say your knee has been hurting since last night. Maybe you fell or you tripped or something. You're waking up, you're like, I'm kind of hurting a little bit. Grab your water. First thing you're doing, you're praying over it. You're saying, thank you, water, for being here with me, for allowing me to set this intention, for being able to expand with love, to expand with my intention. I set the intention for love. I set my intention for healing. I set my intention that today my knee will be supported. My knee will be in no pain. I will not suffer anything from this pain that I had yesterday stays in yesterday. Whatever prayer, however it is that you want to state it, you can go ahead and tell that water what it is that you wanted it to do. That's why it's called intention water. So the same thing that you do with this, you can also do with teas. The cool thing with the teas though, for example, is that you can basically use the herbs to also magnify that intention, because tea is brewed in water. Again, it works with the same way as intention water, but it is getting a boost from those from the essences on a spiritual level from those herbs. So you are being able to tap into that vibration and add that vibration to it as well. You want to think of water itself as almost like a clear quartz crystal, because clear quartz can basically take the components, basically the same qualities as any other crystal. You can say, like, let's say you don't have an amethyst, but you have a clear quartz. You can say, clear quartz, I set the intention for you to help me with this specific chakra, and I want you to act as if you were an amethyst and help me work on my third eye, or whatever it is you need to do. So with water, it's the same thing. When you add herbs to it, you're actually changing a little bit and boosting it in that way. So you can do the same thing with teas. Now, the third part of this is food, obviously, because part of your daily healing goes hand in hand with what you're putting into your body. And a lot of the time, there's the saying, you are what you eat, is not to be just dismissed as if it's nothing. Is definitely very important, and it's one of those sayings that is just absolutely 100% correct. You are what you eat. If you're eating trash food, you're not incorporating any type of healing energy into your food. If you are adding elements in foods that are naturally healing into your foods, like for example, one of my favorite spices, and you guys know this, is ginger. Okay, and ginger is powerhouse for healing. On Candle Magic, on Mojo Bags, on, I can literally just run down a list of where ginger is used for healing. It's used for healing in the literal physical realm way, as it's the herbal property of ginger is very healing for coughs, for fever, for like any type of flu-like symptoms. It's just a powerhouse herb. It helps keeps your body's immune system on check. Like, it's amazing. So when we're talking about ginger, or like adding ginger to food, or adding maybe turmeric to food, knowing that it has those healing properties, those superfoods, as people like to, you know, just bring up in this. I honestly, I hate it when people call it a superfood, because I'm from the Dominican Republic. There's a lot of foods that, like, even avocado, for example, we grow 2 types of avocado in DR, which is pretty much the same, that like those has avocados. And then we also have a bigger one that is like, it's a little bit more water in content. You can kind of call it like a freaking avocado watermelon, because it's just more water. You can't do like guac with it. It's not one of those avocados, but it's a more water-based avocado. And I grew up with both. And the fact that I, like, you know, moving and growing up in the United States, and then hearing that avocado is a superfood when I just been eating it in my backyard of my aunt's house in DR somewhere, and then it's just like, it's a superfood. Guys, it's just nature. You guys need to stop like trying to maximize, like, oh my god, I discovered that turmeric is this amazing. No, bitch, they've been using it in India for how long? Because of XYZ reasons. Like, you're just getting in, like, you're just catching on. It's basically like, anytime something's called a superfood, you just realize that something is better for you than what you've been doing. So it's kind of like just ridiculous. That's just my moment. I'm sorry, I had to say it. But anyway, even when it comes to those superfood like foods, understanding why you should be incorporating certain things into your eating habits. For example, I work with a lot of spices. Again, I'm from the Dominican Republic. We live for some sazon, okay? We live for the sazon. We live for, you know, all types of, if it tastes good, if it's like, you know, so we're always incorporating some sort of spices to things. Literally yesterday, I had this really hilarious moment with Bae, and she's gonna kill me for telling the story on here, because she's just been rolling her eyes at me for the past 2 days. No, since yesterday. And I had like to call my mom and my sister to tell them the story, because she was not trying to believe. But me and my mom, like, in the Dominican Republic, we make hot chocolate different, okay? It's the same thing with oatmeal. I know I'm gonna piss some people off when I say this, but white people don't know how to cook oatmeal properly, nor they know how to cook hot chocolate properly. You don't just take milk and chocolate and heat it up. That's really boring, okay? And that doesn't taste that great, to be honest. Now there's some people that are gonna be like, what are you talking about? You crazy. But you haven't tasted my hot chocolate, have you? So don't sass me. Anyway, so my woman, who's been accustomed to the Americanized hot chocolate, even though she's Peruvian, Puerto Rican, so she's ate a ton of different things that are made differently. But the one thing that she hasn't like was hot chocolate. And I was going to the kitchen. She had already ate breakfast, and it took me a minute to eat breakfast for me, because my stomach was just like, I was just giving it a moment. So I'm like, I'm gonna go make me some hot chocolate. Hot chocolate is me and my sister's favorite breakfast that we used to have when we were younger. It's just like a thing with me and my sister. Say hello to Pink, who is licking her leg. You doing this right now? She doing this right now. Okay, we gonna have to hold her, because she already trying to. I can't give you kisses because I got lipstick right now, cutie. So it's literally my favorite breakfast. My mom makes it amazing. My aunt makes it every time I go to DR. My family makes it for me at some point for breakfast. It's just something that we do. Now, this is when we get to the stuff. So I was going to the kitchen and I was grabbing some spices from my apothecary space, because I moved it from the kitchen to here, because sometimes like I'm like running around, I'm looking for something, I grab it, and I'm, you know, things get misplaced, as my Gemini ass moon would. And she's like, why are you grabbing that? You just gotta heat up the chocolate with, and I'm like, no, 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 no. We don't do this basic ass hot chocolate ass recipe that people be doing out here. That's ridiculous. Okay, that's not how I make hot chocolate, and that's not how my mama taught me how to make hot chocolate. Same with oatmeal. Like, we just make it way better. Trust and believe. Listen, when I do a retreat one day, I'm gonna make y'all some oatmeal. Y'all can hold me to this. And so I'm like in the kitchen, right? And I'm like doing my thing. I make my hot chocolate. I'm sitting on the table. We also eat it with bread. That's another thing. We like dunk it in there, and then it soaks a little bit. You eat it, and it's just so good. So I'm sitting in the kitchen eating my hot chocolate with my bread, and Bae comes along, and she's one of those. She's so cute. She's one of those, can I have a bite people? She's adorable, and I'm just like, sure, here, have a bite. And she goes, right? And there was just like a little bit left in the pot. And she's like, babe, I want more. So she takes the pot, she puts the rest of it in a cup, which was like about this much because there wasn't a lot left in the pot. And she's like, I want more. And I'm just like, we don't do basic stuff, okay? Sorry. For my people of color that are watching this video, y'all know, okay? The tea has been spilled. But that's kind of a point that I'm making when it comes to using certain herbs and spices in food, because I add spices to my hot chocolate, and that's why it tastes bomb, okay? And I set an intention for that hot chocolate as well, especially because it's gonna be a little bit of a treat because it has a little, quite a little bit of sugar in there, just to sweeten it and make it really nice. So there, I do add intention to those spices. You best believe that cinnamon is gonna have some juju in there. So I make sure that if I'm adding those things, like cinnamon, for example, since it's a heating spice, one of the things that I've been trying to work on is specifically working out and having a more consistent basis, because I literally past 2 months eating my feelings, okay, and just not the best when it comes to even following like my practice with yoga. So I just recently started, like past 2 weeks, like on point every day, doing yoga, doing the thing, like not playing around. And I wanted to make sure that I'm having food that support what I'm doing. Now, cinnamon is one of those things that you can use as a heating, like the same way that you can use cayenne and this is like a side note, but the same way that you can use like cayenne and like hot peppers to like kind of heat up and like burn the body in a way, you can do the same thing with cinnamon, because it is very spicy in its own way. It's not as spicy as pepper, but it has a very spicy kick to it. So I wanted to heat up my body and make that and bring that sensuality that I want out of my body, you know, sacral chakra on point, like, you know. So that's specifically what my focus was, and that's what I've been doing, specifically with setting intention with food and what I'm drinking. And that's one of the ways that you can set intention with your food, specifically watching what you eat, finding out what, like, let's say if you're eating a fruit like kiwi or like papaya, what is papaya good for? What is it healing? What chakra is it correlating to? What can you ask the papaya to help you heal during that day that you're eating it? Whether it's raspberries, strawberries, watermelon, shoot, there's a lot, especially if you can also do this in correlation with spirit, which is one of the other bullet points. You can do this in correlation with spirit because there's some fruits, vegetables that are sacred to specific deities. You can ask those gods and goddesses, like, hey, can you please bless this for me, specifically for this healing purpose? I'm trying to heal my relationship with my body. I'm trying to heal my relationship with X, Y, and Z. I'm trying to heal my mind. I'm trying to bring peace, whether you're drinking like sage tea or something. You can literally use food, water, tea, coffee to set an intention for different parts of your practice, for your healing practices for your day. So don't sleep on what you can do with that. That's bullet point 1, and I know, I'm sorry that this is 20 minutes. Y'all know I talk a lot, okay? Gemini moon, as I said. Okay, anyway. Point 2, we're gonna try to move a little fast. Connect with plants. That's point 2. Why is this important, especially on a daily? Because we are in the physical realm, okay? Physical realm. It is really important for us to connect with that which is naturally growing and fertile within the physical realm. And the one thing that I feel like at most we can kind of find almost anywhere, whether it be a tree outside your job, or like maybe you just need to take a 15-minute break and just stand by that tree and just, you know, have a moment of peace, or whether you have a plant in your house. I just bought this one today. It's so big. It looks on my hair a little bit. I bought 2 of them. I'm gonna redo my space. I'm still, you guys know I moved in March. I'm still working on my room. We haven't finished completely fixing everything because we both work, because we're essential workers. You guys know this because I've told you guys this already, but me and Bay are essential workers, so I have not gotten to the point to fixing everything. But I'm trying to set up the way I want my where I'm gonna shoot my YouTube videos as well, so you guys are gonna be seeing that shift soon. So I am kind of playing around with the space a little bit, and I'm gonna have plants everywhere. Yeah, I already know. And so I bought these 2 babies at Trader Joe's today. They were $10. They're huge. They're like freaking huge. Literally $10. So yeah, I like to connect with plants on a daily. This one is staying right there. I sleep right here on this side of the bed, so I'm always in connection with plants. I have plants all over. I've been gardening like crazy these past couple of months as an outlet and as in way to connect to my root chakra, especially with everything that's been happening. I've been coming a lot back to the earth, and I feel like that's a practice, whether it's watering your plants during the day and setting an intention, like this is something that I do personally. I pray over the water before I'm gonna give it to my plants for their growth. So I set an intention for that for them as well. But I just take a moment to connect with my plants and be present with them, because the way that they're growing, and anytime you like, whether you planted a seed, I'm looking at my basil that I planted like a couple months ago. It's like growing and so tall. I'm so proud. But the way you see them growing like slowly and just blossoming, and you can really connect with their energy and see how you're really the same. You are just a plant that needs to be watered and that needs some sunlight here and there, okay? That's 100% true. And the best way to really take advantage of that within your space is to connect with your plants in your house. Make sure you're treating them right. Make sure you're also asking them because plants have their own energy, their own spirit. So you can ask them for protection, ask them for different things. You can look for what that plant what the what's the word I'm looking for? Not qualifications, but what their why am I blanking on this? Basically what their kind of benefits are on a spiritual level, like what they specifically do, because there's some plants that are really good for money. So I keep specific plants on my money altar for that. There's some plants that are really good for protection and cleansing. And the fact that you're having that energy in your household is very healing, because you feel very protected. Every time you water it, you're like, you're watering your protective field. Every time you're watering it, you're watering your money. Like you have to think about it in that way, and understand that plants are healing. The other way that plants are healing is because they connect with your root chakra, and your root chakra, again, is physical realm. And when you're connecting with a plant, you're directly healing your root chakra, because the plant is doing its own natural thing that it's been doing. Even though humans are so complicated, we do so many things during the day, plants literally sit there, take in the sun, and chill. Okay, that's what they do. They blossom, they chill, they go through this growth process. They go through periods of different things. Like it's a very chilling experience for them. So there is a lot to be absorbed energetically, and in understanding what plants do and understanding how sacred they are, and how they heal your root chakra. This is why medicinal herbs are such a big thing. This is why growing your herbs is a really cool thing to do as well. And this is why Native Americans are very deeply connected to plants and nature, because they heal and help us maintain very prosperous and abundant root chakra. Okay, so that's 2. Number 3, check your chakras every day. You should be doing it. How do you do that, Abby? I'm gonna let you know right now. So this is a practice that I've done before, like for a couple of years, but this is a practice that we also use in Reiki. For those who have seen my comedic videos, in Reiki, when we're doing a session for a client, we or ourselves, we actually use the pendulum to check the chakras. So we hover, so you could do this in bed every morning. Really, you could keep a pendulum by your bed, cleanse it every day or every other day or every week, however you want to do it, to each their own. But you can hover it over each chakra while you're laying down, and make sure that you also have it obviously programmed, because you do have to program your pendulum, so you can say, okay, this means yes, this means no, and you could turn it so you could tell it like, hey, this means yes, this means no. And when you're going through your chakras, you can also check by how it's spinning. You don't want it to do the crossing one, you want it to do the circle one, specifically for chakra kind of for you reviewing your chakras, because the faster is turning in a specific chakra is a way of reading them, the way you're reading each one. And I can make another video about this so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. But there'll be a certain amount of speeds that the pendulum will be moving per different chakra. So you might have a very overactive chakra in one area, and maybe very underactive chakra in another area. There could be like a very small blockage in one and a very big blockage in another one. So it's again, let me know if you want to see this in a different video so I can kind of, you know, show you guys. But for the most part, you're just trying to see what your flow looks like for that day. And this is something that you can do daily when you wake up in the morning and before you go into meditation, prayer, or whatever you're doing in the morning. The next one is calling on healing gods, goddesses, spirits, the divine, and those spirits that you know specifically are work for healing. Okay, the two that you guys know that I work with a ton is Sekhmet, and Archangel Raphael is another one. I have a list on my website that I posted from healing, like different gods and goddesses that you can use for healing. Also, quick side note, my website is I'm currently redoing my website. So if you're having some issues with my website right now, that might be why, but the blog should still be up, so definitely check it out. But you can basically do a lot of healing work on a daily, whether it be prayer or candle magic, or carrying a like necklace of them, or whether you have an altar of them, or the angels don't need altars, to be completely honest with you. They say them themselves, they don't need any altars. Nobody talks about this, but they really don't. You could basically work with them on a daily to ask for that healing, to specifically say, hey, if there's anything that I'm not aware of unconsciously that I need to heal, please bring it up during the day so that I may be aware and do the healing work that needs to be done. That's if you're an advanced level, because some people are not that even conscious, okay? And people should be. For some people, it might just be like, hey, they might already know what they need to heal. Like, oh, my heart has been hurting a lot. So that's a heart chakra blockage. So again, check your chakras. So, hey, my heart has been hurting a lot. And I keep thinking about whatever. I would really like some healing for this specific thing. You can ask them for that specific thing. You can ask for an experience or an opportunity or a person to come in to assist you with it. You can ask to be guided in a certain way that will provide that healing. There's so many different ways that you can address it. You can ask for healing within that moment. There's just a ton of ways to work with spirit in order for you to heal certain things. So that's something that you can do every day, every other day, or whenever you feel like you need a little bit of more of a boost for your daily healing practice. Now, the last one that we're going to talk about is breath work, okay? And I'm going to try to keep it short because literally this video is already 30 minutes long because y'all know I talk a lot. I'm sorry. I just missed you guys. I haven't had a conversation with you guys in a minute, so I'm sorry. But breath work. Why is breath work important for your healing? What did I talk about the water before? Is pretty much the same way, but with your breath. So you know how when you're doing yoga, you'll be like told, like if you're following some sort of meditation, or if you're watching a YouTube video, yoga like flow or something, and you'll hear the person be like, send a breath to any part of your body that feels like it needs a little bit extra something, or send a breath to your knees, or send a breath to your back, or all of these things, okay? When you actually are breathing oxygen, it's a very powerful parts of healing, okay? Because while you need water, and that's one of the elements that we talked about earlier in regards to healing, you also need air. You also need to breathe. Your body needs oxygen just as much as your body needs water and hydration. So when we talk about sending a breath with intention, that changes the game a little bit, because that's also a very easy way for you to calm down in different situations, whether you're like really upset and maybe you're just like, oh my god, that really hurt me, or you were just in a situation and somebody said something to you and it really caught you off guard and it just kind of struck a nerve, and you're like, oh, that really hurt me. I pause, okay, think about what just happened and send a healing breath to wherever it is that you are hurting within that moment. That's a really easy way to do healing work, just by literally sitting down and having a moment, okay? And it's just about being mindful. It's about pausing. It's about reflection. Daily healing practices work when you are consciously reflecting on what you need to address. And if you do it consistently, if you do it properly, you'll be able intuitively to just connect with what it is that you already know, like something's off. You already know where it's coming from. You already know what pissed you off. You already know how to fix it, which is great. So these are some things that you can do every day to help you really work through a lot of the kinks and maintain balance and peace within yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was really long. I love you guys though. I love talking to you guys. There's definitely more videos coming along. I recently changed my availability so I can work more on the channel and the Patreon as well. That's one of my main goals for the remainder of the year. So I'm gonna have more days off, so readings are gonna come back officially, because I'm all caught up with readings as of right now, which is amazing. And it really took me a while because it was hard balancing work and then being home, handling family stuff, and then taking moments to do readings. So everything got a little bit backed up, but I'm finished and I'm so excited to kind of come back and do everything that I kind of have been working on for a while. So with that being said, I am going to make an announcement, okay? Because I know that you guys have been really enjoying our monthly community circles, because I've been getting a lot of feedback on them. I am going to make them weekly now. So every Monday we are going to meet, presumably at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube. The videos will go on my YouTube after the live is posted, after they take 5 million years to upload, okay? But yeah, so every Monday we're going to have a weekly community healing circle, okay? And I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I hope that you guys come through and let me know what's going on with you guys, and we can pull some cards, talk about different things, talk about astrology, different other topics. I kind of have a bunch of stuff that I want to talk to you guys about as well. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. I'm also, okay, announcement number 2, because I know this mad people are gonna get excited about this. I am about to get a new camera within the next couple of weeks. I just gotta wait till it comes in, and I'm getting a new mic set and everything. So my videos are gonna look a little bit differently, and they're also going to have better sound quality, and they're gonna have, I guess, better visual quality. I mean, I shoot right now on my phone out of flat out simplicity, because I'll just get to upload it as fast as I can. But just kind of working with the editing more and having more visually stunning videos for you guys, which I can't wait to do, because I still have a lot of things planned that I want to do. So yeah, I can't wait to share those things with you guys. So that's also an update that is coming very soon, so I can't wait to do that. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So Pink, say goodbye. She's so damn cute. I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. There should be another video coming tomorrow and the day after as well. And I will see you guys Monday for our weekly community healing spell. Oh, no, not spells. I'm sorry. Monthly. I'm sorry. Weekly. Weekly healing circle. Bye.